Welcome to TradeNBI.com. This is John's report. It's for the 10th, and well, we got a little excitement in the market the other day. It's continuing a little bit here. We came down and just filled back in. Remember, get the positive extreme right back here. Going to come back to it. Just a question of when. Was it related to the fact that Hunter Biden is under investigation and that Joe Biden's brother is? Who knows? I think there's some trepidation about the lawsuit that might get picked up by the Supreme Court. So there's going to be some people saying, hey, we're at the top of the market. Let's collect a little just to be on the safe side because the potential risks there are significant. NASDAQ, much more severe. And you can see that clearly as it already has approached the 76%. So it led the market and it will lead to the other direction as well. Not to mention the economic headwinds that still exist, even though virus vaccine stuff is coming out. And again, Eurozone, still, we've got a bunch of fill still to take place right there. Not that far from where it is currently. It's still going to float on that upper side as long as the U.S. is still going to be pursuing more quantitative easing. And of course, a little softness with that with gold, because again, this is an interesting one that's always a factor. Sometimes people think that, well, when the market sells, that gold's going to rise. A lot of times people liquidate those positions just as a opportunity to cover long positions that they have. So that can often happen with it. You don't tend to get that same correlation with your cryptocurrencies, though, which is interesting. Now, I got a lot of lines marked in here. You can ignore a lot of these that I was going through as a guide on a new mini short perspective with orange rising, steel falling. At the same time, you have cyan rising, and cyan being above green. And it's just sort of like a 1 or 2 bar kind of hit technique just to be like a very active trader, do the same thing from an upside standpoint, inverted. It's where the steel has to be above the red line and goes from there. So, and I can do a little show me study on it. But you can see we trailed lower the entire day. Every little pop was then met with turnaround failure that just made lower and lower moves, and then of course even in the after hour we started, and then it just collapsed from there as well. So I think it's going to be interesting, and this is part of that volatility that I was talking about would continue and exist going through potentially all the way to the end of the year, and particularly if some of these court actions start having an impact because of the uncertainty factor. It's not about the decisions, it's about the uncertainty. We'll see how it plays out, but we're also going to have the contract change here coming up, so that's going to add to some volatility going forward as well. As always, though, trade well. We'll talk to you later.